Hey, Paul Stanley, Carson Oaks Church, and I'm sure right away you're wondering why I'm talking to you in a devotional, greasy and sweaty, sitting in my garage. Well, this is where I like to come and just meditate and think about things, and this is where I get a lot of inspiration about what I talk to my congregation about. And I was thinking about this global pandemic. I just got back from Indiana, and people are the same everywhere. People are freaking out over this, and I found out that a lot of Christians are freaking out over it. And I think it's they lose ground. You know, they forget where their faith is at. They forget where their security lies. And, you know, when all this stuff going on, whether you believe it or halfway believe it or don't believe it at all, we still got to remember that Jesus Christ is our sure foundation. And I think it comes from Christians not looking deeply at their faith enough. We have to examine ourselves, as the Apostle Paul encourages us to when he's talking to the Corinthian church. But we have to do that on a regular basis. Again, I'm out here in my garage. I'm fixing the brakes on my old Plymouth. And so I got the tires off, and I'm looking at them, and I'm cleaning them up and scrubbing them up while I have them off. And I take a good look at everything when I take something apart to make sure that when it goes back together, that I'm not going to have any problems down the road. And sure enough, I was looking at this old tire here. I came across this. I must have hit a pothole or something. And it was this thing right here. I mean, it's still holding air and everything. But I found this, and if I didn't take it apart and examine it closely, piece by piece, I could have missed that. And it could cause me some problems later on down the road. And it's the same with our faith. If we don't examine our faith on a regular basis and in a sense take it apart and kind of look at every aspect of it, it could cause us some problems down the road, like when this global pandemic is occurring and people are losing their mind, you know, when they shouldn't be. Our faith is in Jesus Christ. Our hope is in Jesus Christ. And we know that, and we have to be sure that and walk with the pure confidence that he gives us. The Apostle Paul, as I mentioned earlier, encourages us to do this, especially when we come into the communion realm with Jesus Christ. Before we go to the communion table, especially in our church, we teach, examine yourself. He says this in his letter to the Corinthian church. Everyone ought to examine themselves before they eat of the bread and drink from the cup. For those who eat and drink without discerning the body of Christ, eat and drink judgment on themselves. That is why many of you are weak and sick, and a number of you have fallen asleep. But if we were more discerning with regard to ourselves, we would not come under such judgment. And what he's encouraged us to do, to take things apart and look at our faith. There's nothing, I'm not asking you to question your faith or question Jesus Christ and things like that. I'm asking you to examine who you are in your faith in Jesus Christ. I was sharing with someone this morning. It's not about knowing Jesus here, it's about knowing Jesus here. That's what sustains us. That's where our salvation lies. You can't just have head knowledge of Jesus Christ and expect to be saved. You have to have heart knowledge of Jesus Christ, where you made him Lord of your life, the King of Kings and Lord of Lords in all aspects of your life. So I encourage you, incrementally take things apart, look at them, examine yourself, make sure that you're grounded in Jesus Christ and you're standing firm in Jesus Christ. And doing so, you might avoid some problems that can cause you problems down the road. God bless you, and I'll see you next time.